Hi, everybody. Today's, I think it's the 10th of December. Um, that wasn't the bell that was ringing when I was on that show. There was a bell ringing, and you guys heard it too. I was on with Deborah. And when I went outside the day after, I was in the garage, and I heard a very young person humming, singing. It was there. I was like, what? I opened the garage door real quick to see if anybody was outside. Nothing, because the street's not far away, but it's not that close either. But I looked and there was no one there. And then last night, some guy in a orange, or yellow, bright yellow jacket, 8:30 at night. He had a clipboard. He comes up to my door and he rings the doorbell. And I don't answer my door at night. And I could look at the camera and see, who the hell is this guy? And he's knocking on the wall. And he's, hello, hello. I was like, F you, sucker. Let me load my gun. You got a question? So anyway, I waited and he left. The dogs were barking now, but he left. I got signs out in front, smile, you're on camera. But yeah, don't come to my door if I don't know you, because I don't answer. So anyway, hi everybody. I did a really cool show today with Nate. He was so much fun. I really enjoyed Nate. There's so many cool people that are workers in this realm. And we have so much good news to give you guys. Now, I want you to know, I was reading this article, I think I might even put it on my community page, how they're taking off Black Americans that got awards or, they got awards from World War II. And they're slowly but dropping their names. And I said, this will all be changed. This isn't going to last much longer. We got another year, if not before. Because as I told Nate, this guy's going down. And this whole Venezuela thing, they just captured some boat. This is all about the material in the ground. It's not about oil. It's a bunch of crap. And there's a bunch of people protesting that they picked that woman from Venezuela for the Nobel Peace Prize. Because she wants Trump to come in and take that guy out. But they don't like the way they're doing it. And it's about mineral rights. It's about minerals. They're all looking ka-ching. Got nothing to do with, we're trying to save Americans from drugs. Oh, hell no. You just pardoned a guy that was giving out drugs like, it was candy. In fact, is it Nicaragua? Someplace the president has put out a thing for his arrest. The United States is looking so bad, but I just want you guys to know, this too shall pass. Try your best, even when you hear that they're going to start doing reversals on the student loans. People are going to lose their health care come the first of the year. And like I told Nate, and I told you guys a while ago, you just wait till people can't take their babies to the doctors. Unless you're in California. Maybe some other state, probably Michigan and Minnesota and New York. But let me tell you something, you don't piss people off when their children can't get help. Oh, there's going to be some angry, angry people. I see marching. I see not necessarily violence. The violence, he'll use that as an excuse. But he's just pushing us, and he doesn't care. Yeah, so what are you going to do about it? That attitude. And he's such a liar. A+. Yeah, no, it's no A+. You're a whack job, sucker. So listen, before I go into Venezuela, I got a big old ass box today and it was from Omaha Steaks. Packed full. It had steak, it had chicken, it had hamburgers, it had desserts. It was packed full. Probably the biggest box of that steak that I get. I normally don't order Omaha, but I asked Mel to ask his husband because he already sent me some delicious Gibson steak. I do like me a good Gibson steak. Oh, I went to that restaurant in Chicago. I'm going to tell you guys, if you got a chance, go to Gibson's. Oh my God. So anyway, and I'm not really a big steak eater, but this was melt in your mouth. So anyway, I think I had also the fish. So I went to, so I got this big box, and I tore that thing apart. No name of who it's from. So I guess I got to call Omaha Steaks and say, yeah, I got this order number. Can you tell me who sent this? Because there's not, if you sent it to me, could you write me at grendel9103@gmail.com? But it's more than enough food. I'm going to share it with my family. Okay, so let's look at Venezuela. Let's take a psychic dive on that. They got some steamship. I see another nation getting involved. Maybe even China. Did you see China executed some guy that stole a bunch of money? You know, just fraud, stole, executed him. Holy cow. Too bad Trump doesn't live there. So anyway, I didn't really mean that. I'm just joking. Okay, so entertainment. I was cleaning the back of this thing, and I found the sign for entertainment purposes only. Let's look at Venezuela. Take me back. There's some military that are gung-ho on this. It's like they're looking to grease their wheels. They kind of enjoy this. I know that sounds crazy, but they do. But these are the top brass. The younger guys are like, you know, afraid of something happening. They're also afraid for their own military career because, you know, once this is over with, they're all in trouble. And they can't say, well, I followed the president because, yeah, you're not supposed to follow illegal orders. Hedgehog is just going straight forward. He's got his tentacles in these guys are gung-ho. Like he's got a little group of men that are like, men. He's got his tentacles with these people like, yeah, we're going to do this and we're going to get the mineral rights and we're going to do this and that. And that's why Trump acts like, well, no, it's up to him, whatever. In the meantime, he's looking for the change. You know what I'm saying? This won't be a long video, you guys. Here's Trump, right in the middle of it. Yeah, they're looking for money, you guys. They're looking for payback. This will all be reversed. I'm going to tell you, they think they're going to make a profit, but they're not. There'll be, this is in the hopes, dreams, and wishes, so there'll be a light shining on this. Like, what the heck are you doing? We may hear in the next 10 days, 10 weeks, where they're going to have to come off the Venezuela thing. Okay, I just got a weird hit. I'll just tell you what it was. I just felt that president may get somebody else to come in and say he's president. I don't know why I got that. See, this guy's not president because he lost, but he refused to leave. But I'm almost feeling someone else coming in. And they're not going to work with Trump. Trump thinks they'll get a deal, but this person says no. That's what I just got. Oh, that'll piss Trump off. Somebody just threw. You guys, you don't need to send me anything about the seizure of the tank. I see other nations. I see other nations saying, you guys don't have the right to do this. And we, blah, blah, blah. Like it could even be another naval vessel come in from a different country. There's somebody that wants to put the U.S. Navy under fire. So what happens with the U.S. Navy? I don't want you to get scared. The sun. Light will be shown. So there's some underhanded, which is all how they work. So their direction is thrown upside down. A lot of passion about this. But will another Navy come in? Here's another, 2 men. I see a lot of trouble, but not necessarily, guns shooting. I see the Navy losing their strength because they're not respected. Nobody respects the United States anymore. Let me see if I can see that vessel. These guys are working the ship. They don't even understand what the hell. They're looking for drugs on the ship, and there's no drugs in there. Unless they plant some. They got them all under arrest. Surprised they didn't shoot them. Some other court, some other international, somebody's going to get involved with this and say, explain to us what you're doing. And he's not going to be able to explain. This thing keeps falling. This camera I have. I was in the back of my computer today working on cleaning it out. I found stuff I was looking for since 1982. Oh, come on. Sorry, you guys. There we go. It's still kind of moving. There we go. It doesn't clip very well. I should find out from my son how I can clip it better. See how, look, it's going backwards. Hold on, I'll put you on hold. Let me. Yeah, sometimes it's steady and no problem, and then all of a sudden it'll start acting up. Must be the ghostesses in here. Or the choo-choo train is rattling too much. When my grandson was little, he always wanted to go on the choo-choo train. I took him to that Oakland Zoo on that choo-choo train I don't know how many times. He loved it. He just could go over and over and over again. And then my sister and I learned a lesson. We took him to we took him to Disneyland, and we bought him a present in one of the places. We were going for a ride. And what a bad thing that was. He was just a little taller. He wanted to sit on the ground right there and play with the toy. And it's like, dude, we paid all this money. We got to go on a ride. He wouldn't hear of it. And we realized, stupid, you get the toy after you're done with the ride. And then he wanted to be in the pool all the time. So I always had to go to the pool. And my poor sister, at one point, she called. She was downstairs in the lobby. And I said, well, Jade and I are going to the pool, so go do what you want. And I think the phone dropped. Because next thing, she's down at the bar getting herself a little cocktail. And it was funny. She went down there a couple of times, to pass time. And by the time we left there, if you passed by that bar, everybody's like, hey, Deb. Everybody knew who she was. That was funny. We really had a good time. Okay. I want you to know that the Supreme Court, somebody had asked how those are 3 leftists in the Supreme Court. It's not lost. I think I hear them saying it amongst themselves. I think they're looking at the news and seeing how, Jesus, a mayoral seat in Florida after 30 years went blue. A Republican, you know how they like to jimmy the voting, get a Republican. So in a place that was Republican only, a Democrat won. He lost bad last time. he won. So they're probably realizing that we're looking at a wipeout coming up here. And so all these special elections are going blue, except that one in Tennessee, and I got my doubts about that. I think that might have turned blue. So anyway, but we can't live like that. We have to just keep moving forward. So I will tell you that they know too. That's the only thing keeping them going, is they know that pretty soon it's going to be all blue. And then don't forget what they can do. It's very easy to get rid of a Supreme Court. You have to have a small majority, but a majority in the Congress to request that they be taken out, and then the Senate has to do 3/4, but I think we'll have Senate seats. I do. I really think we'll be able to. And I do see trials. I saw Kavanaugh for sure. Remember, I always saw them taking him by his shoulder and escorting him out. So they're not even trying to fake it. You know, when I've told you this story before, when Roosevelt got mad because the Supreme Court kept overturning everything, he said, well, I guess I'll pack the Supreme Court because I can, because I'm president. And all of a sudden, they changed their tune. They said yes to everything. So then he didn't pack it because he didn't have to, because they started finally, voting for some things for him. And I'm almost, I thought, is this Supreme Court going to realize, holy crap, we better start dancing a tune? But they're not doing that. They're just really, and even Amy used to act like she was a little bit fair, but she's not. I told you guys in my, she probably got it, what for? She probably got told by somebody higher up, you got to start voting for. But this is what, I posted this on my community. The Supreme Court found Biden didn't have the authority as president to cut student loans without Congress. Out of the other side of their mouths, they find Trump has the authority to cut the whole government and eliminate entire agencies unilaterally. This court's function was to ensure everything Biden did was struck down as an abuse of authority, but now there isn't anything Trump doesn't have the power to do. This is the most compromised, partisan, unethical Supreme Court in general. And ain't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Somebody posted this. I loved it. Did you guys see that 7.6 earthquake? Free Nobel Peace Prize with an order of shrimp tacos. I thought that was funny. So earthquakes. Let me take a look, see. I don't see California falling into the ocean, but I do see some significant, I've told you before, there was just one up in Alaska, and I always saw Alaska, Canada, and I see to the south. I see to the south. Like either in Mexico or San Diego on up. There's been a lot of minor shakers out here in the East Bay, not in Sonoma County, but in Alameda County. But, before the Loma Prieta earthquake happened, I remember seeing all the time, there was a bunch of little shakes, the 2-point stuff, bunch of little shakes before the big one. So we're probably getting ready for a big one. I just don't see the one. It could be because I live here and I can't see it because they're protecting me. But stuff is getting ready to happen. Things are getting ready. When I do my 2026, we'll talk more about natural effects. Did you guys see this? Another sold out Kennedy Center event, and it shows barely anybody in the audience. Look at that. Sold out by Pachikas. They couldn't sell tickets. And it says everybody's probably in the bathroom. I love it. I love it. And I guess it's going to be televised. I won't be watching it. Okay, you guys, let's find another question. Here's a good question. What will the U.S. job market look like in 2026? By the way, Trump is not allowing us to know how many jobs were lost, how many people are unemployment. He's told them no. So we walk around blind. It's bad right now. It's really bad. Credit cards are to their limits. You're going to get now, after the first, people can't afford health care. It's just awful. And like I told Nate, I said, you get a parent, especially in a red state, that can't afford to get their child in if it's asthmatic or something happens. You know what? Get a parent mad at the government and watch what happens. They're gonna. I don't care what they will vote Democrat, even though they normally would never do that. So let's take a look at the jobs. Angel of light and mercy. We only want the truth. Tell me about the job market. I got, before I go on with this, I got, I think I mentioned to you guys before, some requests for some gifts on an Amazon list. And my friend David and I dived into this one woman that had little kids, and it seemed sincere. But then another one came after that, and it was somebody that had asked, like this, asked for a gift certificate, which they flag you. They say don't do anything with gift certificates. And said these kids were little and disabled, and she was having to bathe them, and she's only 4'11". But then they want those real expensive games, you know, Zelda and stuff like that. They're not cheap. And it was like thousands of dollars worth of stuff. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. So I also give to Toys for Tots. Got a big bag of toys to take down there. They got the big can over there at the fire department. I give to the Salvation Army. We gave out a whole bunch of those red light things for people, the elderly on a fixed income. The job market, well, it's not that great right now. You know, when I think it will be Gavin Newsom, but whoever the president is that comes in, he really gets on board and starts working hard. And he, it's not going to happen overnight, okay? But it will happen. Look at this, the Nine of Cups. It will happen. He's going to have a very strong woman in charge with something to do with the job markets. But the ending is near, and the angel of light is here. So things will change, and you know, they cut all Biden's new projects and all these things that they were supposed to do. That's why a lot of red states are mad at Trump. They were supposed to have these factories done and all these jobs, and then he just cut them off because he doesn't like Biden. Got nothing to do with the price of rice anywhere. So, somebody's talking to me. Hold on. It feels like March, April. Is it March, April, or 26, 27? In 27. 2027, March, April. The pulse and the livelihood of America gets stronger. We will be respected again, too. But it's 27. Okay, so someone said, I noticed Sarah Huckabee is silent. Do you think she knows something in regards to 45's health? Will she lose her spot in the next election? I just heard a big yes. I just heard a big yes. My friend Lisa wrote me about something with her that she's doing, stealing money from people. And I said, well, those country western dresses ain't going to pay for themselves. I see a big yes. Let's go ahead and do a spread on her. Oh, and after this, I'm going to do prayers. My poor daughter got the whole prayer list up for me the other day, and I kept meaning to come on to do it, and one thing after the other. So I'm going to do it after this. So get her done. Okay, tell me about Sarah Huckabee. She had a lot of spotlight on her about what she's stealing from the state of Kentucky. Okay, let's go look. Here we go. Oh, did you hear the good news? So, I just went blank. I can see your pretty face. Hold on, I'm going to have to look it up. Just when I went to look it up, I remembered. Jasmine Crockett is running for senator in Texas. And the governor of Texas, she's running against that Paxton, the guy who steals all the time. And the governor of Texas says, if Jasmine Crockett wins, I will step down as governor. So everybody's like, oh my God, another gift? Are you kidding? We'd get her in office and him gone? Hell yeah. So, let's look. And don't forget, I keep picking a woman up that's going to cross, but I don't know who it is. And it feels like by the end of this year. Sarah Huckabee. She's a little bit under the weather. She's involved. She's married or something. It's something to do with her marriage. Maybe isn't working out. I don't see her being able to win because look, this is her packing her bags. Wait. Packing her bags, heading out. There's some trouble in the family, but it's personal stuff. It's personal. You don't tell me she's got a lover. Ooh. Okay. Will the radiation from Russia bombing Chernobyl recently be able to stop? Yes, and the ETs will help. There was a big spaceship viewing in Russia. They showed pictures on the news right over the Kremlin. And it was a spaceship. It was an ET. And I hope that made him nervous. Here's an interesting one. Ursa Vance. That's Vance's. Oh, and did you see the one that was married to Charlie Kirk? They say, why does she always look like when she's crying like it's fake? You never see any tears. Jesus, let me tell you, get me up there. If I was really crying, shoot, big old ass tears rolling down my face. I cry ugly. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Vance. She looks happier lately. J.D. Vance and that gal from, what is her name? The one that was married to... People are saying, can you believe? Do you think when Jacqueline Onassis lost her husband, she'd be doing the circuit tour like this woman does? But J.D. Vance kind of he toned it down. He told her kind of to stay away from the White House. I don't know why. Maybe it wasn't J.D., maybe it was someone that represents him, but I see she's told to tone it down. Okay. Ursa Vance. What's your future? What's Ursa Vance's future? New beginnings. Riding the horse of success. A lot of heartache with her family. It's probably the way Trump's going out. A lot of heartache, a lot of being unable to move forward. She'll be happy when she's free of all this. She's stuck right now. She's not happy. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Do you think that once the current administration joyride is over and they face justice, do you think a few or a couple will think of Harry Carey? I see them thinking of it, but I don't see them doing it. Oh, yeah. Jake Tapper did a hatchet job on Biden. And that guy had the nerve to mention that, and then you can see this nomad falling asleep all the time. What was his motivation? Because he thought he was a big shot. He thought he could, well, even Trump called Biden sleepy Biden. And look at him. Oh my God! It's just like they said about the Supreme Court. Oh, Biden can't. He overstepped his authority. But in the meantime, diaper pants. Um, Susan said, "I'm so oversensitive now. I cry at everything. Animals, people, situations. I can't fix it all, and you'll never be able to fix it all, and you'll never get it all right, you guys." And know just your well-being, just saying the prayer out loud to the universe helps energize well-being. And if people have to go, the thing is, you don't want people to suffer, but if people have to go, boy, let me tell you, I was watching that hospice nurse the other day, and there's stories she tells that I can totally relate to, because when they get over there, I've heard screaming. Oh my God, tell her it's absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. People who were so afraid and finding it so hard, which we do, that's our natural instinct because we don't want to die. But once you're there, but you don't want to do anything to create your exit real soon. But I will tell you that that's what makes me so unafraid. It's like, yeah, this is cool. This is cool where we're at right now. Paradise is over there, okay? But just calm down, do your breathing, and know this too shall pass. Do you think the power of Congress could flip before the midterms? I've been seeing that, but how? But I've been seeing that, you guys. Oh, by the way, the congressman who won in Tennessee, that we know probably was fishy. Did you notice Mike Johnson, I think, swore him in the next day? Somebody said, sometimes I'm lying in bed and I feel like a puppy or something is walking around at the foot of my bed. What is it? It's a puppy. If you could look through a different type of eye, you would see the puppy. Somebody wants to say hi to you. I saw ghosts the other day. Somebody took from their camera at the front porch. You could see a young boy walking and his dog right behind him. They're all there, you guys. They'll be waiting for you on the other side. Yeah, somebody said after all this is done, what will happen with Apple, Amazon, and Meta? Well, not enough, but enough that, trust me, we're looking at them and making them pay. I see a lot of, like, they'll be happy to hand over the cash because they know they're in trouble. Will our treasury recover the money he stole? Not all of it. Some of it, yes. And I do see them putting Mar-a-Lago up for sale. Linda, when we pass, can we find old friends we wish to talk to? Heck yeah. And friends you knew in other lives. You'll just know them. You'll just know them. Uh, um, oh, I have a raven sleeping overnight on the overhang of my apartment, right out front. What's the usual spiritual significance? He's attracted to your energy, especially if it goes on long. I'm being very quiet, respectful of it, so I can have a safe, relatively warm place to stay. That you have a place to stay or he has a place to stay. Interesting. I feel energetically it's very close to you. Could be even from another life. You might have been native. But it's very attracted to your energy. That's Susie Wiles. You guys are saying, where's she been? She was over there the other day at, I think, at the Kennedy Center. She's a nothing burger. Yeah, I heard this. Somebody said, was it true that Kris Jenner was one of the managers for the Ghislaine Maxwell? Let's look at that. Let me look. Well, Kris Jenner. Was she part of the Maxwell thing? I see Maxwell talking to her like they were buds. This is saying no. Interesting. But they were buds. There was something about... There was something with her that she thought she was cool, but I'm not seeing her involved with it. And they didn't dare touch her kids. I don't see it, okay? That's what I have to answer. And my last question here, greetings from New Zealand. Question, will the current New Zealand government get voted out in the next election? New Zealand. Will the current New Zealand government get voted out in the next election? Will the current New Zealand get voted out in the next election? Okay, here we go. People are very happy with, well, there's a little disappointment, so maybe not all of them. Ooh, yeah. Ended for sure. Definitely, and people are very passionate about this. So I would say yes. Based on this, I would say yes. Okay, you guys, I'm going to get off, and then I'm going to do the purse.